The King and Queen dined with rock stars and football legends during their state visit to France last night. Charles and Camilla were joined by Rolling Stone's Sir Mick Jagger, actor Hugh Grant, and former Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger at a banquet at the Palace of Versailles. His Majesty raised a toast to French President Emmanuel Macron and called for a firm friendship between Britain and France for centuries to come. The King delivered his speech in both French and English, saying he was so deeply moved by the honors bestowed on me in France. Mother, the late Queen, whose funeral took place a year ago yesterday. He praised the connections between our people and celebrated the Entente Cordiale, a treaty between France and Britain, which will celebrate its 120th anniversary next year. The King said, "It is up to all of us to reinvigorate our friendship to ensure it can meet the challenges of this 21st century." He called on France to work with Britain to defeat the misery of human trafficking and war in Ukraine. Charles added, "Of course, throughout our long and complex history, our relationships have not always been easy. Today, our countries stand together against oppression and support the most vulnerable, including those suffering the devastating effects of natural disasters or conflict, be it in Ukraine, Libya, or Morocco." And he said goodbye with the words, "Mr. President, in all this we can rely on our strong friendship, which is renewed and revitalized with each new generation." President Macron spoke in French as he offered his toast. The 160 guests sat at a large table in the Hall of Mirrors. The British also included the author Ken Follett. French-British actresses Emma Mackey and Charlotte Gainsbourg were also present. Former Arsenal star Patrick Vieira and former Chelsea striker Didier Drogba were there for France. Apparently, French businessman and billionaire Bernard Arnault, the richest man in the world, also attended the dinner. The royals had a windswept arrival at Paris-Orly Airport for their 3-day visit. It began at the Arc de Triomphe, where Charles and Camilla were greeted by Mr. Macron and his wife Brigitte. The King and President paused at the tomb of the unknown soldier and bowed their heads before laying a wreath together. The British national anthem was followed by France's La Marseillaise, while a flypast of the Patrouille de France and the Red Arrows thundered overhead.